What is happening, guys? Call of Duty Black Ops Kid here, coming at you with new information on PUBG's new map called Savage. So basically on April 3rd, some people were allowed to test play the new map of PlayersUnknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG, was opened in a test server, and the map is now playable if you own PUBG on Steam and receive a code, which I was able to. The new 4x4 map is content for users that are sick and tired of the long, dragged-out games of Magmar and Erangel. That's a small map. It's only 4x4 compared to the 8x8. Of course, the map is a heck of a lot smaller than the original maps, so I was kind of worried when I started to play a little bit. However, the experience in the map firsthand, I gotta say, there's nothing to really worry about. You get to really enjoy on where to drop. Obviously, the map is only 4x4, so it's only 1/4 of the size of the original map. Obviously, 100 people drop in. The map is quite small. Houses are extremely dense and easier to farm in the early game. So, I think a lot of these houses are just blank, mainly because it's still in the testing phases. There's nowhere near to being completed, as far as I'm concerned anyways. So it's easier to farm in early game. The black lines of the map are about 500 meters, so it feels a lot closer than other maps really feel. The dense housing makes it easier to farm, and the weapon rate is higher, so you can almost fight right away. Basically dropping right in and fighting right off the back. Obviously, I can't show any gameplay because it is in the testing phases, and PUBG has said that they do not want much content on the internet, but I will be able to show you some in-game screenshots and as well as the map. The circle shrinks very, very quickly. I would like to compare it kind of like Fortnite, kind of. This is kind of like a close competitor when it comes to like that. It's a really, really small map to the size of Fortnite. The first circle comes in at 1 minute 57 seconds. The second one is 2 minutes. The next one's 1:30, 59 seconds, 30, 30, 30. So the tempo is really, really fast. The red zones, obviously, since it's a small map, it's very, very deadly. So you want to make sure that you're near an inside building, which also I will say, for how small this map, has a lot of new locations like Commerce, Looting Camp, Boot Camp Charlie, Dock, Rivertown, right near the center. Rice Farming Town, Boot Camp Alpha, Training Center, which is in the dead center. Off to the right's a graveyard, Boot Camp Bravo. Introducing also an abandoned resort, manufacturing plant, and a logging camp. So a lot of these things like Boot Camp Alpha and Boot Camp Bravo, I don't know if they actually will continue to say that in the full game. I mean, it could be. I don't know exactly, but there are many hills and weeds, so it's really hard to spot people who are laying down in thick grass of the rainforest, which is rendered even at 100 meters away. So even if you're hiding well, it's almost impossible to get attacked. It's really good to be a camper in this game mode. However, when since the circle closes up very quickly, it makes the players get closer and a lot faster. So it's not really good for campers. There's no place that you're really going to be like right next to somebody. Since there is quite a bit of players that really drop right next to you, it's kind of going to be kind of tense depending on how your play style is. If in duos and squads, once they're added, the tempo of this map is going to be substantially super fast. I will say dropping in like a high textured zone isn't actually as bad as going somewhere like outside of like the rice farming town. It's actually good to stay away from those because they actually give you pretty decent loot out. Plus, it's still in the testing phases, so that might change eventually. The speediness of the game only makes this map about 10 minutes so someone can get a chicken dinner. If it's released in the main servers and becomes like this in the official mapping competitions, it may bring the energy into a full and less dull experiences. So kind of like a Fortnite where it's not like so long. I mean, most PUBG games and solos last about anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. Whereas this one actually takes about 10. I died pretty quickly. I only played a few games. I just wanted to get you guys give you guys as much info as you possibly can. The new map was very fun, and even get to play it for a little while. It was a fun and gritty experience. It really gets you into like a atmosphere of like Vietnam, where there's a lot of jungles, and there's just kind of feels like some of the buildings are also out of place in some ways, like the graveyard, or like the I think it's like Boot Camp Alpha or the Commerce. It just seems like out of place, but they just had to get some big things out there. Logging camp and manufacturing plant kind of feel like copy and paste from the original game. So yeah, I'm really excited to tell you a little bit more about the maps. I can't really go into too much detail. I will say that the boot camps are literally identical. Basically, the river town is really cool. There's a lot of boats and stuff that kind of spawn in the middle of the town. It kind of reminds me of oh crap, what's that sunken? It's like basically like the sunken city in the original map. That's kind of what I could basically tell you how that is. Training center is a lot like the shooting range, but with lots of more buildings and a lot more weapons in there. Really haven't really been to any other places. I really wish I would have gave the resort a shot. This game is gonna, or this map is gonna be, it's gonna be in the game. There's no way it's not. I wish they added like a map type mode where you could actually choose what map you wanted to play. Like, say if this gets tossed into a random thing where you could just choose, you know, the new map Savage or whatever they end up naming it. Would be kind of cool to see what they can do with it. I hope they add a little bit more vehicles, because all the vehicles that they put in here are only about a quarter of fuel. So that's also one thing else to consider, that every vehicle on this map is only going to have about a quarter of a tank. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed all this feedback, and hopefully you guys are trying the new map Savage. If you guys do, my streaming account for Twitch is down in the description, as well as my Steam account as well. So you guys definitely have to hit me up. Add me as a friend. I really don't care. Add me on Xbox as well. I play PUBG quite a bit on there. Starting to do some Fortnite stuff. Don't know how I feel about Fortnite. Haven't really given it a try yet. But Fortnite videos to come. I'm going to do a comparing and contrasting. So make sure you guys subscribe to stay tuned for more great content just like this. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.